If running your business feels harder now than it did a few years ago, you're not imagining it. And it's not a sign that you are failing or that you haven't done it right or that you're not cut out for business. What's actually happening is it's a sign that your business is growing, and it's a sign that you are absolutely normal. I have lost count of the conversations I have had with people that said to me, Paula, my business was so much easier when it was just me and my laptop. Maybe I should just go back to that. But the truth of the matter is that as your business goes through the various growth phases, tongue twister today, it can feel heavier, it can feel harder, it can feel more demanding, it can feel more challenging, it can feel more stressful. That's all really, really normal. And I'm going to explain exactly why that's happening and give you a few pointers on what you can do about it. So the first reason is that as your business grows, you inevitably take on more responsibility. And the thing is, this happens slowly but surely, so you don't always notice that it's happening, and you don't always pinpoint it as a cause of things feeling more demanding or more stressful. But as your business grows, there is just more of everything. There are more clients, there are more systems, there are more financial elements to manage. There's greater discussions with your accountants, there's more different tax planning and things like that to do. There's marketing plans, there's everything. And as the business owner, all that responsibility rests with you. So it's absolutely inevitable that business can just start to feel more demanding and more stressful as it grows. This is absolutely normal. The key thing is recognizing how much is sitting on your plate and really starting to think about how you can spread some of that responsibility, how you can get other people to take on some of the work, even if that's some of the base level work, and then you step up and you're just doing the strategic elements to it. But really starting to think about how to spread that load will help with that feeling of complexity and responsibility that's a bit relentless. The second thing is, as your business grows, there are more people. Now, managing people is pretty much always the most difficult part of any business because people are unpredictable. They're not a system that will do the same thing every time. They're not a lovely spreadsheet that will organise itself however you ask it to. People are complex, they're individual, they're quirky, and they take bloody hard work. But even if you're not at the point of hiring a team, you may well be using certain subcontractors, you may be using different suppliers to provide certain parts of your marketing, your branding, your finance, all sorts of different bits and pieces. But then, of course, as you build your team, now you're managing people, you're setting goals and objectives, and you're dealing with performance. You're also dealing with the performance of your suppliers and any of those that are not really quite up to scratch. So, same question as for the first point about responsibility. Who else can you get to help you with some of this? What systems and processes can you put in place that will help to coordinate the people side of business? Do you need to document standards for your suppliers? Do you need to have clearer processes in place for your team? Do you need to be really clear about goals, targets, appraisals, performance measures, different things like that, which all sound really heavy, but that just means you might need a really, really good HR professional to support you with things like that. And then, of course, the third element of why business can feel harder and more complex is the one on the other page we just turned over. It's the fact that every decision is bigger. Everything feels bigger and there's always more risk to it. So you're now looking at spending more money on marketing. You're looking at spending more money on suppliers because now you've got more going on. You've got more customers. You've got people relying on you. If you make a mistake, the cock up will impact other people. Whereas when you first started your business, it was only going to impact you. So it wasn't actually such a big deal. So again, another sign that your business is growing is that the decisions feel big and the risks feel heavier as well. So the key thing to bear in mind here is that all of these feelings are, oh my God, business is overwhelming and am I any good at it? Why don't I go back to the beginning? These feelings are absolutely natural. Everybody else goes through that too. What you really need is some great support from your team. You want to build a good support network. You probably want to get involved with somebody like me, who knows. But you really want to think about who can support you with this. How can you spread the load a little bit more? How can you just recognise that actually this is what is happening and realise that it is normal and that it's a sign of growth, and that in itself is positive. If you still felt exactly the way it did at the beginning, you'd probably still be where you were at the beginning with not many clients and not much of a business. So it's all very positive, all of this stress. So don't ask about why does business feel hard? Ask about how can I make this feel easier? How can I make it feel lighter? Who can help me with that? How do I move this stuff forward? And if you need any help with that, you know where I am. Get in touch with me at taylory.co.uk because I can definitely help with this.